Yum. Ah, bugger. I haven't uploaded something. Never mind. Hello viewers, I'm just about to start. I'm just going to start the Epic Games launcher. Hello. Yummy, yummy. Right, so where's my Epic? Oh, there it is, Epic Games launcher. Ah, much better. Well then, hello. So, today's that day when I like to try and do things in Unreal Engine, catch up on anything that I need to kind of catch up with and so on. So, I'm just going to have a quick look and see if the marketplace has any new material in it. Because usually round about now we get their free for the month stuff. No, it hasn't updated. It doesn't bother me, I was just checking. Right. So, what I'm going to do today is have a bit of a tinker around inside of my own personal project, which is the wiki. Now, what I need to do really is I need to make an empty project, because I've been thinking about this and I've been using a lot of third-party tools and things like that in order to make the wiki work, and I really don't want to. I want to use my own tools. Now, I am tempted to going back to using the FPS kit, which is down here, which is pretty good, but I'm not sure. I mean, it has got some decent tutorials that come with it, and I do want to make what do you call it, an inventory system. And I'm pretty sure we have an inventory system. Yep, we do. So I might use that. I might. If I'm going to do that, then what I'll probably have to do is make a project using it and then add to it though. Because, to be honest, this horror engine one that I'm using here probably isn't going to work out for me. In fact, I'm going to bite the bullet and just delete it. There we go. It's gone. Very big file that as well, about 46 gigs. Okay, I'm going to open this up and go to live scene. Yeah, love that noise. Okay, so I should be loading the wiki as we speak. I hope. Yep, there it goes. I can see the window up here in the top left. And if I just have a look over here. Lovely. Hello viewers, how are you, by the way? Remember, I have a chat system. If you say hello, I will say hello back. If you have a question, I will try and answer it without sounding too stupid. It is Tuesday and 12, so it's as good a time as any just to do a little bit of streaming and get some stuff done. My poor tired eyes. Now the wiki is a very big project, and to be honest I've got a problem that a lot of the assets in it are a bit too large. When I bought in some of the original things I wanted to use, the mistake I made was I bought them at 4K resolution instead of 2K resolution. So I'm thinking I should probably have a look at swapping out some of the textures, given the opportunity. Now I've got a couple of options on how to do that, and I think possibly a good option could be to do the bridge and just bring in the assets that I need kind of replaced. Oh great, it wants to download an update. It's always wanting to do an update of Pixel Bridge. Select my DCC, it's Unreal Engine. Well, it's downloading the plugin again. It does that a lot. Every time, in fact. Don't know why. Ooh, that's a new one. Oh my goodness me. Now this is actually something I really needed. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to use those. Okay, but before I do, I need to get my map sorted out, because my map is not optimal, basically. And the problem with that is that it means I'm going to get a very low FPS. Now, I'm getting a better graphics card, which is great, but my new graphics card isn't going to make any end users' computers faster. I mean, my build's faster, but that's about it. Incidentally, the wiki is still fucking loading. So what I want to do is I want to have a look at the map. I'm going to use this as just the place where I build the map, because I've already done most of that, and then I'm going to go on from there. Hopefully, one day, if it ever gets past. Oh, it's at 95%. Cool. We'll say hello to people in the channel. Hello, peoples. God, oh, it's loading. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to close this down because I don't want that in a minute. Linear curves, blah de blah de blah de blah. Here we go. Here is the wiki. Okay, there was the wiki. It's gone again. Bloody thing. Now here's my Streamlabs OBS. I want this one. Come on. Oh my god, you're bloody crap today. Yeah. There. God for that. Right then. Now I'm going to change my view options first. I can see that I'm having immediate slowdown. Look at that. Wow. 1 FPS or something. So I'm going to go to my settings. Engine scalability. Oh, that is why. I've still got it on cinematic from yesterday when I was teaching. So I'm going to just turn that to high. And I should see an immediate increase in my speed. There we go, I did. Alright, so at the minute I'm using this, which is my template. I could probably do with making a copy of my template. I know I've got this, which is a clean template, but let's try that. Because I've got a lot of little add-ons in here that I don't really want to keep using. So that's my clean template without any water. And indeed without what appears to be an end gable either. Oh no, it is there. So let's go back to my main template. The one that has water in, basically. And in my main template I should still have all my stuff, and I do. Okay, let's have a look over here. Now I know that this is, you know, a lot of stuff to view and shit, but we'll work on it. Now, I have my standing stones, my dock, my boat, my lighting. Now, interestingly, these lights are a lot less heavy than the other lights I was using. I don't know why that is. They're not using as many FPS. So I'll have to look at that. But for today, let's see. Get past the birds. And the birds. I can see that they appear to be without texture. Never mind. That's birds here. I really do need to look over the lighting on this again. Definitely. Okay, so I've got a clean template. I think what I need to do really is transfer my clean template just here. And that'll give me a good place to go from. So then I can strip out anything else that I don't need. Now before I do that, I need to make a project. So I'll go to my Epic Games launcher, library, and I'm just going to quickly update this kit here. It's only 17 megs, so it won't take me a minute. Nearly done. Good afternoon, Alex. How are you? I'm just trying to see what's going to work better for my personal project at the moment. I have a couple of framework engines, and one of them is this FPS game starter kit, which is for first-person shooters, but it'll kind of work for what I want if I take all the shooting parts out, which means it'll take me less time to develop what I'm working on. So I'm going to create project, and that is going to go into my U drive because that's my SSD. Call this Ricky TP FPK because it's the first person kit, and I'm making it for 4.25, so create. Good idea, very good idea. It's been quiet for me too. Doing some more teaching tomorrow and on Thursday, but the thing that Epic Games has been doing is kind of slowly running down now, which means I'm back to doing my own stuff again, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, I love doing my own stuff. I really enjoyed the teaching though, because it's nice teaching people who actually want to learn the subject rather than people that just kind of came across YouTube and they're going, oh, well, I'll watch this now before I go and watch kittens, you know, playing the keyboard or whatever it is people do. So it's actually nice teaching people that kind of want to learn stuff, if you know what I mean. Oh, that sounds pretty funky. I do enjoy rigging in Max. Remember, I think you can animate it and bring it over into UE4, so it'll bring over the keyframes and things. Ah, here we are, Wiki TP FPK. Right, so I'm going to migrate my entire project. So here I've got my clean template which I'm using. So I'm going to right click, asset actions, and migrate. Oh, and I want to take my Dreamland template as well. Okay, because I need both of those. So clean template, Dreamland template. Oh, it's going to load them, and I want asset actions migrate. Yeah, I will do, Alex. Hang on a second. I'll have a wee look. Just opening my left screen. Oh my goodness me. Oh, someone's being busy. Yeah, control splines don't come over, which is a damn shame. I wish they did. Ooh, that is a lot of nodes. Look at that. No. Right, now then, what was I doing? Oh shit, yeah, I've got to finish this migration. Right, so, make sure I've got everything. I'm not going to bother looking at all individually, and click OK. And I'm going to move these two users, Pineapple Chris, old joke. However, still my stuff is, is that where it is? Grand, thanks Alex. On 28th of May. I was looking. September, July, June. Oh, nice. Now that looks intense. Although I do love it. Oh, that's beastly, Alex. Lovely work. Yeah, I like that. Right then. What the fuck was I doing? 17th. You got the renders pretty much spot on there as well. Oh, I see Pete's on your Facebook. I do love Pete. I had some of Pete Draper's books back when I was first getting into Macs. Actually no, just after I started getting the Macs, I had Max Magic, which featured Pete Draper, and then about a year and a half after that, started chatting online, and then he's been round, and he's crashed over, and we've like got heartily drunk together, and he's helped me teach in Amsterdam before and stuff like that. Great bloke, really nice bloke is Pete. Right, documents, Unreal projects. Ricky TP FPK content, select folder, and now it will slowly transfer everything. That's a really nice render of the car, absolutely lovely. Kind of looks like the car the Pink Panther used to drive a bit as well, doesn't it? I love using expressions in Max. Yeah, that always gets to me when I see a bad model that someone else has done. Like, it's like, oh, I need to make one myself now, just so I can clear that out of my head. And now 3 months will have passed, and suddenly I'm knee deep in polygons and expression controllers and rigging. Ugh. This is why I have to stop myself working on robots anymore. If I work on robots, you know, I'll lose 9 months and make no money. Because robots look great, and everyone goes, ooh, I really like that. But no one wants robot tutorials, it turns out. They like the idea of it, but they don't really want to make it themselves because it looks a bit complex. So that's why the last one I did, which I made for the People's Republic of China, for some company called Winged Fox. I was going to release it over here, just never got around to it. 3D World, God, that's going back to the day, isn't it? I remember when 3D World first came out, I submitted, well, I had a few tutorials on their cover discs over a few different occasions, but God, in fact I remember about 5 years ago getting absolutely ridiculously drunk with Jim Thacker at an event down in, oh God, Middlesbrough. Absolutely ridiculously drunk as well, because they had those, everyone was getting free drinks when you went into the event, but I was sat next to the bit where people were walking in, and they were just handing people glasses of champagne or Bucks Fizz or whatever the hell it was, and I just had a stack of them on my table, so I was like, right, I'll just work my way through them, and I was just upside down. It's a good event, but what it is kind of, we all do talks and things during the event, or teach classes or whatever, and then after the event they have like this private party that's just for people who are speaking, where we get a meal and we all drink like crazy. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, bigfollows.com. I'm sure that'll be very, very helpful. Let me see. Do I have the ability to block and ban people directly? I wonder. Reports. Spam. Next. Next. Spam links galore. There we go. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. There we go. I wonder if I can remove this as well. Should be able to. No, can't. Can ban though, so that's cool. Yeah, Jim's doing okay. He was, it's been a while, but he's still on my Facebook. He's working for CG Talk now. He's basically their editor-in-chief or whatever it is people do. So he seems quite happy. Right, I'm just copying across these files. Pardon me. Hello, fifth viewer. Sorry I didn't see you were there. How lovely it is to see you. Right, so 2,605 files have been copied. It won't copy stuff that already exists. Don't care. So now I can close this down. And instead I'm going to open this one up. I'll also get rid of Monday morning. I'm sure you know what these are, Alex. Let's see, student workroom. I'll delete that too. And Monday afternoon. There we are. So probably shouldn't have deleted the other one, but never mind. My project can go delete. Yeah, well, especially not this year. I want to do end user event again. I'd quite like to get back to Animex, because I really did enjoy Animex, but my skills were becoming a bit redundant over the past 5 years, because I was just kind of a 3ds Max teacher. So it got to the point where it was kind of, people didn't really want to learn Max stuff that much. I'll just reduce the size of this chat window a little bit. There we go. But now that I'm teaching Unreal Engine, even though Epic still hasn't got back to me yet with my UI unofficial trainer thing, I might start doing some more stuff again. It's amazing. I've been teaching now for teaching live Unreal for Epic since the end of August, and they still haven't got back to me yet. They're saying I can be an official Unreal Engine person, so hopefully eventually they will get back to me. They were like, oh, have you got have you got any recorded lessons you can show us that you've done on Zoom? So I sent them like 50. There we go. Dismiss. Right, so this here is the FPS toolkit. Now I don't need FPS stuff, but if I did, it's kind of cute, you know. You've got guns and stuff. Which obviously is kind of nice, and it's got functionality. See what I mean? And it's got swimming in it as well, which is kind of useful. So I was thinking, oh thanks Alex, I was thinking that this might be kind of useful for this sort of thing. Swimming with my gun. Thing is, see, I don't actually want any guns in this. They don't interest me. Yeah, I think that's something that kind of a few people miss out on. Is it's important to know about other applications so that you can see how it integrates in with Unreal Engine. I think a lot of people kind of focus too much on one application. I've got a load of Cinema 4D users that I'm helping this week. I don't know much about Cinema 4D, but I'm going to do a little bit of research on the subject just to make sure that I'm kind of up to speed. Because I think they're quite interested in working on the workflow between C4D and UE4. So, fingers crossed, they might find it helpful. I mean, Cinema 4D's got a great renderer, really, really good renderer. And Cinebench, you know, obviously is a standard for benchmarking. So, I'm just going to try and make it as interesting as I can for them. There's actually, I've evolved the blueprint section on Unreal Engine quite a lot since I think your first group went through, Alex. So I've kind of brought sections 1 and 2 together and then added a bit more to section 2 as well. I'll do some more stuff actually probably on Sunday, so if you want to watch I'll do some more blueprints then. But the interactivity blueprint coupled with arrays and things like that, been getting some absolutely tremendous results there. The thing is that it's kind of a learning experience for me because obviously, you know, when I'm doing things I'm picking up more things all the time and so I can add to it. Yeah, I always fancied learning about C4D. Houdini's great. I've got a really good friend of mine who I originally taught when he was 15 and now he's like 35 and working in some Hollywood industry and he uses it all the time. He was on the Avengers, he did a lot of the spaceship effects and things. Here we are, clean template. Right, so this will probably have to compile all my shaders, so that will be fun. And I think I'm going to possibly leave the water turned off for the minute while I sort everything else out. And then I can have a look at what some of my issues are with this. Right, so the FPS isn't too bad. All my lighting is on really plain. I've removed all my doors. Let's see, most of my blueprints are gone. What I had to do was I had to strip this down because basically the speed was just comical. And now hopefully it should work a bit better. Yeah, well, I've got the new graphics card now, but I want to use the 4.26 water, which is basically it's more or less a fluid simulation, and for that really to kind of work and for me to be able to use ray tracing and stuff, which is what makes stuff look really nice, I needed the new graphics card. But the 10, well, it's a 3070 I ended up getting, and I won't have it until, well, whenever the hell it is the company finally tells me I can have my card, you know. Right, so if I go to settings, world settings, and make sure there's no overrides in here, and there is, there we go. Turn off the overrides and the light mass overrides. Play from here. That's better. Now I'll have to reduce heavily the amount of jumping we can do and get rid of that noise, but starting to get there. Now I'm pretty sure I don't have, let me see, do I have a skylight in my scene? So, sky. No! Right, that would explain an awful lot. So I'll get my lights, and grab a skylight and drag that in. And I could do with just a simple sky dome for the moment, so I'll go down here to engine content and type in the word sky. There's my blueprint sky sphere. And now I'm going to bind that. My workstation's going to stay the same. I'm just going to have to strip out what's inside it. The thing is, like, I have to work on quite a low budget for what I've got, so I'm going to upgrade my memory card. Sorry, not my memory card. I'm going to upgrade my memory, probably to some Corsair DDR 3600. I've got a new hard disk drive just here, which I intend to install when I do that. and I might need a new PSU to go with the graphics card. But apart from that, I mean, I've got a Ryzen Threadripper or whatever the hell they're called. One of those decent little things anyway. It's a 2700. I'm sure that'll keep me going long enough. Right, Skysphere, let's have a look. Override my settings. Yeah, that's fine. So I need my skylights. I'll tell you what's pretty good, man. If you look at reconditioned HP workstations, you can get yourself an absolute beast of a Hewlett-Packard workstation for, you know, literally about £600. Because I was tempted to get that myself. And then what you can do is you can kind of put the new bits in it that you need as well. Okay, let's click play. There won't be enough light in here. I don't have a torch at the minute. I'm going to have to build a new... Oh, where's my grass gone? There it is. I'm going to have to build a new torch soon. But the most important thing for me is I'm definitely going to have to clean out and fix a lot of this. Because the lighting's flat. Although the paintings are good, they were all designed by an AI. I fed it an algorithm. Let's see, in here, yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Just trying to work out what bits I need to change. I'm going to have to rebuild the entire inside of the lighthouse, because definitely need to rebuild the entire inside of the lighthouse. I mean, it's a key element that's been built originally 7 months ago, and it's changed heavily since then. So, yeah. I also need to change that jump thing because it's annoying. Oh my god, 12 years old, dude. That is pretty elderly. Yeah, you will need a new motherboard. I got the B350 because I'm using AMD, obviously. And I didn't want to, but AMD, you know. And it's a good motherboard. It wasn't too expensive either. Only about £140. I love that orrery. Accurate orbital representation as well. Oh, it looks like a fall through the world. Right, let's clean out here because it doesn't need to be like this anymore. Too much nonsense in here. Control S. Right, now before I do anything else I want to change some of my project settings. So, let's see. Always generate twice, and that way you're pretty much sure you can get a new one. FPS name is the Wiki Alpha. Project version is 0.3. Company name is CGPirates. Homepage http cgpirates.com. Right, now I need to take away this image and replace it with something else. So I should have an image I can use for this. That'll do. I might have a small one actually. do. Right. Anything else? Store in VR? No. Preserve? Yes. Blah 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 blah. Done. Save. Okay. Now I'm going to use Photoshop for my next trick. And what I need to do is I need to go through my assets and start changing textures, because I have some absolutely wrong textures in this. Because like I say, a lot of these things that I was doing, you know, the techniques are quite old and useless. So I'm going to hide this panel here and go to my content. Right, bring this right up. Now I want to go to, I was using my Megascan stuff. Surfaces, no. 3D assets, yes. Okay, and this is where most of the stuff that needs to be fixed is. Okay, so huge Icelandic cliff. Now I've already edited these, but I'm going to need to do them again, I think, because if you look, these are 4,000 by 4,000, so these are all 4K textures. So I'm going to make a quick folder just over here on my desktop. I should have one actually here, the holding folder for resizing. Right, and I'm going to just put things into there. So I can't sadly just click and drag because it doesn't let you. So what I'll do is I'll just, let me see, if I do all four at once, so select all four, asset actions, export, and I'm going to export them to my folder for resizing. And it just makes me name each one individually. Okay, that's done. Now, unfortunately not at the minute. If you could, that would be great, but at the minute what I've had to do is save it out, and then I'm going to open and go into my holding folder. If I grab all of these and just click open. Now I don't want these to be 1K because 1K is still going to be far too small for me. So I'll make these 2K. So let me see, image. I should probably make an action just to do this, shouldn't I? So actions, new action. I'll call this resizer. Okay, so image, let me see, image size, let me see, 2048 by 2048, click OK, file, save. Okay, that should be it. So now I can just do it on these ones, hopefully. Yep, and this one, and this one. Okay, there are plugins you can get that will resize it, but I'm not spending any money on it. I've done that already. I don't really want to. There we go. So these are now resized, and then what I can do is just bring these in. It should replace these now. Yep, 2048 by 2048. So it'll automatically adjust all of these. And then I'll delete the ones in my holding folder. And then move on. So, let's see. I've done the huge Icelandic lava cliff. Now I've got a second huge Icelandic lava cliff. So I'm going to export. Open, my action. Close all. And then I can just drag them back into my scene again. And they'll just automatically override whatever's in my folder because they've got the same name. Control S just to save all. Okay, so that's 2 done. See, the thing is, this is going to improve and increase my performance inside the engine like you would not believe. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So, huge Icelandic volcano, lava spike, because these are all really huge flipping assets. Like, absolutely enormous. Okay, and asset actions, export. Okay, now. I'll run this action on them again. I would share the entire 4K screen, but it's just so horrible trying to share it all. So. There we go, these are all resized now. I'll drag them back across. Close all. There's a lot of like quite boring stuff that you have to do sometimes, but it's all necessary because unfortunately, unlike our 3D applications of choice, you know, this stuff just goes slow. Right. I mean, 3ds Max doesn't really care about texture sizes, it'll still render, but it doesn't do it in real time. Okay, Icelandic lava spiral 0, so Icelandic spiral 1 next. Because they are all different. So asset actions, export. This though will make a massive difference to everything that I do inside the game engine. Okay, so I'm just running my actions. That's literally all I'm doing every time I am not in the main screen. And then as soon as they run, I drag the images back and then I save these. So it's not very interesting to watch, I do admit, but it's working. So I'll close all again. Next time I should add a close all to this. Anyway, save all, just in case 3ds Max crashes. Now you can see that my texture streaming pool's over budget, but it's less over budget than it was. So it is starting to go down. Now Spire 1, that is 2048. Spire 2 is still 4K. So export. Actually no, the original textures are, well, remember I've been talking about, oh my goodness, what's it called again? Megascans. Remember, I'm really colourblind, so making original colour textures for me is a nightmare. Really can't do it, so for me using Megascans is like a lifesaver. I've said this to like Teddy Bergsman and his team before. Like, it just opens the field out for people like me because my colour blindness is pretty bad. It's quite funny. I was telling I don't know if you know him or not. He was in another one of my classes. Great bloke, Eric de Broche. That's it, Eric de Broche. I was telling Eric de Broche I was colourblind. He was like, "What do you mean you're fucking colourblind?" I'm like, he's great. He swears at everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm colourblind. Like, you know. That's why I use Megascans. He's like, fucking hell, why did they not let you become an architect? I'm like, yeah, I know. They just didn't at the time. It's a shame. I was prepped to go to architecture, go to university to do architecture for like 7 years, but just sadly did not happen. Right, file, close all. Right, so that was Spider 2, Icelandic Rock Assembly. No materials in that one. Okay, so I'll continue. Icelandic Rock Assembly 2, that does have materials. Only 3 of them though. So asset actions, export. It's interesting, the roughness is always as a bitmap, while the other ones are as like TGAs. It must be, maybe it's the way they're storing data, I don't know, but I've often wondered why they mix their formats like that. Okay, jack these back in. I must admit, I really enjoyed teaching Eric de Broche's group. They were absolutely hilarious. Like, my grandfather was French and, you know, an architect for years, and it was just like going into a time machine. Right, Assembly 2, Japanese gravestone. What scale is this? 2K, we can live with that. Jerry can, 2K, yes. Metal containers, 2K. Modular pipe, military trunk. Mossy castle wall, yes. 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 These are fine. Eric is great. I can't wait until I can catch up with him at end user event. Someone I also used to like was, unfortunately he died recently, was that chap who used to design and make watches in Switzerland. He was such a nice guy. He came to some of my, I did 3ds Max classes on 2K, that's fine. 3ds Max classes on automating machinery and stuff like that, and he was such a nice man. I believe he'd arrived like literally by private helicopter because he had to go back again to Switzerland after he'd gone to the things he was attending. Is he stuck in Vienna? Yeah, I've noticed he's been posting an awful lot of Vietnamese pictures. Not Vietnamese, Viennese pictures. Vietnamese, Jesus. So I did wonder whether he was stuck over there at the minute. Right, these are 4K, so asset actions, export. Yeah, great chap. It's quite nice because I always used to get to hang out with, oh goodness me, Ted Boardman. I absolutely love Ted Boardman. And because I was teaching in the classroom next to his, and you know, obviously I've been aware of Ted since I first started using 3ds Max, and his learning sets used to be on VHS. Really? Did not realise that. Mind you, there's a lot of crossover between, you know, the 3D artist community and the music community. I've had quite a lot of friends who do that. Yeah, fantastic guy. Really loved him. And of course my beard wasn't quite as big back then, it was quite a bit shorter. And so it was quite good fun hanging out with him and his immense beard. And I remember that was the same week. That's right, yeah, I was teaching on Thursday and Friday, and I went out on Thursday night because, like, I can't remember which country they were from. I think it was some Ukrainian guys that said, like, oh, you should come out and have a drink. So I'd gone out on Thursday with Amanda, and we'd gone drinking, and absolutely got beyond drunk. And then, of course, the problem was that I had to teach, and I'd forgotten that I had to teach on Friday. And I remember Jude was like, don't worry, you're not teaching until, you know, 10 o'clock, you'll be fine. So I kind of had a little lie down on the little balcony on the top floor of the flooring until I'd warmed up enough to be able to do it. Oh, I was in a rough place. It was hilarious. Right, wooden barrel. I could tell it was one of those nights because we had 2 kebabs each. Not a good sign. And then I think the next night I had to leave early. Yeah, that's it. I was with Hristo Vilev, who, well, he was one of my students back in the old days, back when I first was kind of teaching particles and stuff. He was one of my part. He learned oh, what's it called again? P-Flow. That's it. Back when I was teaching P-Flow, he was like a part of my website community, and so that's how I got to know Hristo. Because of course, like when you've been teaching for like 20 years, it turns out you end up knowing loads of them because they don't come back to your website again. Yeah, they don't come back to your website again because, like, you know, they've got jobs and stuff, but you'll bump into them every so often, and it's so strange. It's like I bumped into one guy, can't remember, Kenny, that's it, his name's Kenny something or other. And I was like, oh, how are you? I haven't seen you in like, or heard from you in about 15 years. And he's been working for the military doing like military simulations, which I think is amazing. Because military sims are like great fun from what I gather. There we go. An interesting thing, if you want to find out more about kind of the military simulation side of things as well, is there's an absolutely great interview online on YouTube with the guy who made Abe's Odyssey, the video game, and he used to be like the guy who did all the visualization for the military companies, and his stories are just hilarious. That sounds exactly like him. And of course Hristo's a musician as well, and quite active as a bit of an activist. Great bloke, really like Hristo. Right, let me see, so my budget now is looking a little bit less busy than it did in my 3D assets. Although cement bollard, I use this bollard all the time and had no idea it was 4K. Jesus, that would explain a lot. Okay, let's get rid of that. So, asset actions, export. I was invited down to do a talk for 3DS in London, but unfortunately I couldn't go because I think there was flooding that day. Now, close all. Drag these in. There we go. Now I can bring them back. Okay, perfect. Okay, next. Ceramic bowl, no. Chapel wall, no. Dirty castle stone, no. Electric box, no. Huge cliff, already changed it. Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, I'd quite like to do. I'd quite like to do one that's kind of combined, possibly 3DS and Unreal Engine, like get into doing some asset stuff, because I think that'd be a great deal of fun. Right. These have been reduced already. Surfaces, let's have a look. Why are these 4K for heaven's sakes? They don't need to be. File, close all. Right, so I export these. One, two, three. Oh, there's my daughter's Christmas present. Put that up to there. I spoil those kids. Right, and now I'm going to resize this stuff. Wow, these textures I was using were huge. God, it's no wonder this thing's running so bloody slowly. I haven't been to London actually in 2 years. The last time I was there, I was watching a concert at... Oh God, I can't remember the name of the place. It was some like hip little place, you know, somewhere in one of the boonies. And it was the Fabrice, bless him. Let me think. It was, yeah, I went to see Ruby Throat, which is fronted by Katie Jane Garside, who used to be in Daisy Chainsaw, and they do kind of folk now. Fantastic band, really good. I'd seen them before in Camden, but very worth seeing. Actually, no, I hadn't seen her in Camden. I'd seen a different band in Camden. Right, back to surfaces. No. No. Brass, 4K for these three bloody textures. What the hell was I thinking? Sprite actions, asset actions, export. There we go. To be honest, a lot of the specialism I'm thinking of doing at the moment, Alex, is to do with water, because I'm working with water so much now that I think it probably makes sense for me to try and specialise a little bit. Especially as, if you go and look for documentation on water for 4.26, there isn't a lot. I mean, I know they're writing a lot of their stuff at the moment, which is fair enough, but I think there's going to be an awful lot of people that just generally don't, you know, have a clue what to do with it when it comes out. And the water tools are actually quite complicated. It's a little bit more complicated than just dragging and dropping, which is what it used to be. Especially when it comes to things like, you know, water flow and stuff like that, and crashing foams and all sorts of cool things that actually look good. Right, so that's brass. Castle floor is fine. Chapel tile fine. Roman marble's fine. Enamelled metal sheet is not fine. Jesus. So, asset actions. Export. This is really boring stuff, I'm afraid, that you're watching here, viewers, but unfortunately it's essential because I've got far too many 4K textures, and my 4K textures are unnecessary. I kind of put them in when this was more of a vanity project than something I ever saw being kind of finished, and then as it started coming together, you know, and turning into a video game, which is what it is, I started realising, well, I can't really keep doing these. I can't have these sizes, you know. I mean, you probably see the red message keeps appearing every now and again that says my texture streaming tools are way over budget, because it is. These are huge. So even dropping them down to 2K is enough. There's another one here, look. The thing is, if they're here, I'm using them, because this is all my migration folder. I wouldn't mind going back down to London again, to be honest, Alex. It's just, obviously not at the minute, but then I could couple it with going to see a couple of bands or something, because I do like going to see a bit of live music. That's one of the things I greatly miss. Yeah, the basic water stuff is absolute shit. I mean, the stuff I'm doing myself at the moment for the wiki, you know, is already better than 99 out of 100 of the projects that I've seen, and my stuff's still fairly basic itself. So by the time I get to using the new stuff, which is all Gersner Waves based, and, you know, you can use ray tracing on it and all sorts of good stuff, it's going to look amazing. Oh yeah, definitely. You need to go and see a band now. Like I say, I wish I could remember the name of the place I went to see this band, but it was such a nice little place. And at the time I was broke, so I didn't know if we'd be able to afford to go or not, so I actually emailed the band and I said to them, you know, look, I'm a bit broke, could you just hold on to the ticket and I'll promise you I'll pay you in a couple of days. And they did as well, which was nice. Because of course being an artist means not having any money sometimes. 2K, 4K. This will make such a difference, by the way, like changing these textures. And I've been meaning to do it for so long. There we go. Hopefully I've got viewers in the channel that are just treating this as like some sort of a Zen thing, you know. He's just dragging things and they reappear. What did you watch today, darling? Oh, I watched a man export things and then import them again. Ah, day well spent. Oh, I know, sweetheart. There we go. That should vanish again. And it's gone. Because it doesn't have to load the 4K materials into its bloody buffer anymore. Granite rock, 2K. Green painted wood, 4K. Jesus Christ, Chris, what were you thinking of? File, close all. Honestly, I baffle myself sometimes. Well, yeah, that's kind of the whole point of this, you know. It's just a good place to be able to just relax, like you say. Answer questions, talk about things, talk about the industry. Because there isn't really a lot of places to do that. Facebook is so horrible for trying to talk to people on. I mean, I used to use it back when I started murdering all of my business. Because I mean, I used to have 124,000 people registered on 3D Palace that all used to use the forum. And then of course Facebook came along and people just stopped using forums, and so it became a dead zone. And then of course it's very hard to get focused conversation on Facebook because everyone just buggers off. It's like you're talking to them and then they've vanished. So I don't have much patience for it anymore. I do use Twitter, which is kind of nice, but again with Twitter it tends to be a bit of a one-way conversation. That was green painted wood 1. Mossy rock, 8K displacement. What the ever loving shit am I thinking? Right, click, asset actions, export. I bet this is a big file. $192 megabytes. Yeah, it's a big file. I must be retarded. There we go. Now it is 12. Oh my god, CompuServe. That's going back a bit. I used to subscribe to CompuServe once every 2 weeks and just use their free stuff. It's great. Don't have the email still, but Japanese House 4K. Jesus. Hey Google, broadcast to the bedroom. Would you like a lovely cup of coffee?
All right, broadcasting to bedroom.
I do love Google.
Google's lucky to have an admirer like you.
Oh, that was creepy.
Wow, is she flirting?
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder, darling. I'm busy making possibly what could be the most boring stream ever made in the whole of Twitch history.
What?
I'm making what could possibly be the most boring Twitch stream in all of history.
What?
Because I've got to take all of the texture assets for the wiki and change them from being like these massive, stupid, really hard to load files to being these really small files. Yeah, it's taking ages. I didn't realise just how badly I'd optimised the wiki. The answer being I hadn't optimised it. It is dreadful, but I'm getting there. Anyway, I'll bring you up a coffee in just a minute. It's nice to get it done because, to be honest, I've been wanting to get it done for ages. Tell you what, Amanda's looking forward to going to end user event again as well. She loved end user event. Oh, this size is not. Oh, hang on, I can't just run it then. Image size. Yeah. Oh. Now then, I'm not sure if I've done this right. Let's have a look. Oh, it constrained. It constrained. Oh. That's good news. There we go. Okay. Close all. don't even think CompuServe actually still ran its mail service. Right, that was lichened tiled roofs, mossy rock, 8K. Oh my fucking god, why? Why did I make it 8K? Pardon my swearing, Alex. Alright. Asset actions, export. I bet these are big. You see, this will have been one of the first things I bought in, and I'll go, no, I'll make it 8K so it looks nice. So stupid. Oh my god, these are so big, these files are just retardedly big. Yeah, this rock, its textures come to 768 megs. And I've got a lot of copies of this rock in the scene. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe people let themselves get taught by me. Jesus. Okay, file close all. And drag them back. You should hopefully overwrite these ones. And their combined weight is now only 40 megs as opposed to 790. So that's nice. Plowed soil also does not need to be 4K. Why did I do this? It's no wonder the level was so goddamn slow. I used to love CompuServe. They used to have a funny little kind of multiplayer game in it. It was just a side-scrolling one, but you used to wander around and talk to other people, and I always kind of loved those things. I used to run an IRC server that people used to use a lot and things like that, so... Yeah, they don't have trees, unfortunately, which is a shame, but I presume it's down to them not being able to scan trees. If you want some trees, actually, I've probably got some assets left lying around from small projects I was working on. I'll make a little repo library, because I made up tons using what's it called, SpeedTree, for myself, and never actually used them in the end. And SpeedTree does quite a good job once you know how to use it. SpeedTree can be a bit tricky, but once you kind of understand how H systems work and L systems work, it's not too bad. Plowed soil 00. It's 2K, 2K, 4K just for scratched iron. Wow. Okay, so just to indicate to people what I'm doing, just in case you're kind of late to the party. So I'm going to export these 4K files. Okay. So I'm just exporting them into, using this, a folder that I've called my holding folder for resizing. Like that. So all four have gone across, and at the minute the files have a combined weight of 192 megs. Now, over here I've got my Photoshop, and I'll just drag these into my Photoshop. There they are. Okay, all done. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my resize action that I made, and all that was me recording resizing it. And click play, and it automatically saves it, because save is part of my image resize as well. There we go. And then close all. And then over here, the new combined weight of these four files is now only 48 megs. And I can just drag them back into my scene, and they'll replace these 4K assets, and then I click save all. So just in case anyone was wondering what I was doing, that is what I was doing. Sidewalk, steel, of course I had steel at 4K. Autumn? Oh, Thorn. We're going out at 3. I'm going to take Autumn for a haircut, and you want to go to the shop to get some paint. Could you put some water in the kettle, please? Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I got caught out by the same thing. If you want stumps and forest floors and stuff, it's great. But as soon as you need to pull back and actually see a tree, unfortunately, it's not great. I think they're well aware of that, but I don't think they've got the ability to scan a tree properly. Which I can understand, trees can't be particularly easy to scan. Like I say, I'll probably make a little file repo over on CGPirates, just for anyone who wants like a few useful assets. Because I'm sure I've still got some. Might put Clinic on there actually. I've got like a full project called Clinic on there that I was building to help people that suffered from not vertigo, what's it called again? Fear of heights. And because vertigo is just that kind of weird feeling, it's not the same as acrophobia. And I built an entire project for VR to help people with that, but never released it because VR was just tanking at the time. That's steel 00, stone floor 2K, stone wall 2K, stone wall 2K, wooden panel 4K, of course. Export. There we go. Close everything inside my Photoshop. I think one of the benefits for me as a tutor, like someone who teaches people constantly all the time, is that I don't have an off switch, so I'm constantly talking about what it is I'm doing. You know, even if there's not somebody there, a lot of the time I'll be like muttering to myself about what I'm doing. So it doesn't really make it too much more difficult for me just to be completely verbose all the time and talk about exactly what it is I'm doing all of the time. And like I say, I can keep a conversation going as well, which is helpful because it means people can ask questions. I've seen that an awful lot with like tutorials where people are just kind of or people that even just run to a script and use a voice thing to make it work, which drives me insane. I hate it when people do that. Right, so these are all the right size now. Wooden planks, 2K, wooden wall panel, 2K. My god, it's done. So now I can jack this down. Yoink. And everything in my project now should be 2K instead of 4K, which is nice. Very nice. Yeah. Well, the vegetation pipeline, I mean, I can go over some stuff actually, maybe in my next session, on vegetation using Unreal Engine, because, you know, the vegetation tools now are exceptional. As you can probably see, they're really, really good. And I use them like an awful lot. I've still got some cleanup to do down here. Yeah, that's way less over budget. I'm not noticing marked differences either, so this needs a lot of work on it. I'm going to replace the entire asset. And this definitely needs its lighting redoing as well. trees doesn't really do trees. Now I can work on things like putting the water back in, and I'm currently going to use, I'll use water line, so I already have water line installed. Yeah, as far as I can tell you can. I haven't had any problems doing that, to be honest, so it doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Although it might have a problem with the tiling. It depends, because you've got to remember, actually no, it won't be happy with that because we mix them in. I'll have a look, Alex, actually. I'll see if there's a way of doing that, where it doesn't break your textures, because I think that could be interesting. Right, just go to my library. So I want to go all the way at the bottom, because a lot of these are just free things I found. And add Waterline Pro. Oh god, I do not want to create a new fucking project. Fine. Create project. I hate it when they make you actually create a new project just so you can do something. I'm just going to have to go into it and export it all into my current project now. Scroll up there, it's done. It doesn't take long, thankfully. Pretty decent deal I got on Waterline Pro. I'm hoping that the author will integrate some of 4.26's features into it soon, but we'll have to see. So here's Waterline, and I need to just move everything in the Waterline folder. So select this, right click, migrate everything to WikiTPFPK. There we go, select. Right, so now I can close this ocean map, and I should see Waterline. There it is. Now I need Ocean Sim because that's what this is, so I need to get the right level for my Ocean Sim. So I can use my boat as a reference for that. Right, FFT, not cinematic ocean sim, normal ocean sim. If I have my FFT ocean sim cinematic, it will slow my system down far too much. Okay, that's working. Yeah, I'll have a look at that, Alex. That could be interesting, actually. Right, wave height 30, wave tile 2000, wave speed I'll keep for the minute. Enable shallow water sim, why the hell not? Simulation range 64, so that gives me a much broader sweep. Okay, and if I just use my simulate tool now, I should get proper waves, not these shit ones. Okay, getting that. Don't care. Right, let's look at this. Water surface material. Okay. Buoyancy's on. FFT resolution. Simulation scale, wind speed to, let's say, 25. Wave amplitude of 0.05. Too much. You go over there. I'll have to keep it at 0.01 then. Let's see. Wave height FFT. Change that to 6. Too much tiling. That's what the thing I need to change back is then. Excellent. Okay. Tweak. Thank you. Just in case of kind of stopping it getting too peaky. Because we're using Gerson waves, but I don't want to do it too much. So let's have a look at the choppiness. It's a bit better. I don't know if you've reflected patterns down here. One of the reasons why it's a bit shitty. Wave tile's okay. Wind speed, let's raise that up to 50 and see how that goes. Yeah, it's probably too much. Okay, FFT buoyancy, no, not a minute. Ocean shore settings, shore waves texture. Do I have a shore? Yes, I do. Shore waves texture. Okay, shore waves number. I don't actually have a shore here. Shore wave speed. 09. Shore waves width. 50. Shore waves height. 3. Shore waves normals. Don't care. Play. sound makes it a lot with this, you know, because the sound obviously adds to the fact that there's water. The lights are very oversaturated at the minute, but I'll fix that. As I say, I will fix it in post. Okay. Could be worse. It's going to need so much tweaking. Like so much tweaking. Okay, I'll just make sure I've got this set up properly as well. So right. No, I don't want some YouTube tutorials. Thank you very much for asking. Documentation. Here we are. Always documentation. Let's have a look. Just to prove I'm reading the manual. Oh, I just shook everything and it all vanished. That's not good. Back you come. I forgot that if you shake something it does that. See if there's anything in the simpler documentation. I think he does, although the courses he's doing now, because the previous ones were funded by Epic Games, I think the ones that he's trying to line up, unfortunately, will have to be privately funded. But it's worth talking to him about, because I know he has retained me for them, which is pretty cool, because I quite like working with Jupe. Right, PC shaders, notes. Caustics. Large, small, ultimate small, light direction. Yeah, please do. Like I say, we're going to try and get some going over Christmas and into the new year, if we can. I mean, the good thing is obviously I'm in lockdown. I don't give a toss. That just, you know, hasn't changed my outlook on life at all. To be honest, I love lockdown. I'm one of those people that gets a bit peculiar. The only thing I miss is like being able to go to the library. Well, this is true. I'm pretty sure Jupe is unbelievable when it comes to being able to get funding off people. It wouldn't surprise me if End User Event ends up being more funded by Epic Games, because it used to be very much kind of a 3DS Max event. Waterline, content, actors. Direction, and there's no fog in my scene. That's what I realised I was missing. Fog. That's okay though. Control S. I've got some nice swells going on at least. And like I say, with 4.26 I'll be able to get like crashing shores, which is good. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, reflection captures. Sphere reflection captures down here. There we go. Now if I play in my selected viewport. Ah, that's much quicker. That's better. And I can swim. Hooray! Oh. Oh well, can't swim. Nice light beams though. I'm going to call it. Done plenty of work now getting this sorted out and getting the clean template working. So, Dawn, we're not going out till 3, dude. Oh, sweet. Okay, no problem at all. Right then, so Streamers and Alex, I shall see you on the next one. Meanwhile, you can always email me on chris@3dpalace.com, or you can go to CGPirates and jump into our Discord channel. We do have a Discord channel. It's not full of arseholes. Or, hell, I'm there, but you know. Either way, the next regular stream is for Sunday, but I might try and do another one on Friday. Meanwhile, take it easy, and I will